Okay, welcome everyone. It's a vinyl update video. It's been a couple months now, and I've accumulated a lot of stuff, so it's time to run through it. I'm going to start with a few CDs that I've acquired in the last little while. This one should have been in the other update video, but I was so rushed when I was making it that I missed a bunch of things, like 3 things I think. So anyway, this isn't even a CD, this is a Blu-ray, but it actually came in a CD-sized case. I was really surprised when it came. Um, I might get the vinyl of this at some point. It seems like it's a pretty good concert. I haven't actually put this one on yet. I have a few other Blu-rays to watch, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's got a nice set list and everything. Crying in the Night's on there. That's really cool. And then you got, Fleetwood Mac favorites, Rhiannon and Landslide. Imagine how well this would have done, because it came out in it came out 2021. But imagine how well it would have done if Dreams was on there, because that song has had such a resurgence. So next up is, I've been on a Dire Straits kick for a little while. So this is Golden Heart. From 1996, and I bought this one on CD because it's not on the streaming services or anything like that. A lot of his solo albums aren't, and this is one of the better ones actually. Sailing to Philadelphia is my favorite by far of his solo works, but I think the new one, Down the Road Wherever, that one ranks really high for me. I was really surprised how much I liked that one. And saw the tour and everything, which was a dream come true. But yeah, this would be my number 3. I think it even outranks Tracker, which I quite liked. So I've been enjoying listening to that. And then I'm gonna get some guff for this, but I got I guess it's expanded edition of this one. This album, I know this band went on to do some pretty bland things, but I'll always love this album and the darkness of it. It's so catchy, and it deals with some heavy subject matter. The drumming on it's so good. I guess Brad Arnold was still drumming for them back on their first record, and then of course they hired a drummer because he is the front man. So but yeah, I'll always love the sound of the first album, and the bonus tracks are pretty cool. Like the demos, you have an early version of Sarah Yellen, which didn't resurface till Away from the Sun, the sophomore album. And Dead Love's pretty cool. Wasted Me. So the bonus tracks are pretty worth it. The XX mix of The Better Life is pretty interesting. Yeah, and just a few days ago, a vinyl issue of this is going to be released. So I don't know. That's kind of tempting, but it's not cheap. So who knows? So that's the CD aspect, and so this is one of the recent acquisitions. I can clearly talk. It's The Pious Bird of Good Omen, and it's from the Peter Green era. And I have the couple CD copies of this, but yeah, it was. I guess it was announced on Amazon that this was coming out, and I ordered it, and I thought it would be like a special remaster, but it looks like it's just a 2014 when the Blue Horizon repressed this, so it's nothing special in that regard. But obviously for fans of this era of the band, it's pretty cool. Danny Kirwan's name is disrespectfully misspelt here, so that's disappointing. You got Albatross, of course, and Black Magic Woman, the original Fleetwood Mac version. Need Your Love So Bad, originally by Little Willie John. That one's obviously one of the coolest things Peter Green did with the band. Jeremy Spencer doing I believe My Time Ain't Long. Like, it's good blues rock by a bunch of white guys. This is, of course, they misspelled his name twice. They obviously don't know Danny Kirwan. But yeah, this is obviously the Jeremy Spencer, Peter Green, Danny Kirwan era. And this one, much like the Stevie Nicks, this was supposed to be in the last video, but I didn't scrounge it up in time. This is the absolutely beautiful, ambitious work from Besnard Lakes. And this band has been going on for quite some time, and they put out a lot of this is kind of their first concept album and their first double album, but every album they do has kind of a loose concept. Like they had an album all about spies. They're very hard to pin down what they are because they're kind of like a shoegaze band with psychedelic kind of prog influences and noise rock, and but some beautiful vocals and vocal harmonies. And this one is of course is called "The Besnard Lakes Are the Last of the Great Lightning Storms," and all their titles are did I say lightning storm? Thunderstorm warnings. Let me try that again. The Besnard Lakes are the last of the great thunderstorm warnings. And I doubt people watching the video, most people will know this band, but definitely check them out if you like, you know, shoegaze or prog rock. It's nothing in particular, like no in particular scene, but yeah, what they do is beautiful. There's some beautiful stuff on this record. I think this might be my third favorite record of the year so far. It's been a really good year for music, which is good, because, you know, there's no concerts to see or anything like that. That fell out at me. Okay, so next up we got some more new music. It's Animal Collective, soundtrack from Creastone, which is I think it was a Netflix movie or some streaming movie, so a movie I wasn't able to check out. I'll check it out at some point because I'm really interested to actually see the music, how it incorporates with the actual film. It's not getting very good reviews, but as a soundtrack, this is decent enough. This is actually, much like a lot of Animal Collective records, it's not all four of the guys. This one is just Deacon, aka Josh Dibb, and Geologist. Just the two of them. And it's the first Animal Collective record to come out just under those guys. I guess to explain to people what Animal Collective, how they function, is they don't always, it's four of them, but they don't always function at the same time and make like the records together. A lot of them, like Deacon's absent. There's a couple where Panda Bear isn't there. Usually Avi Ter is always there. Dave Portner, he's always involved. He's always been involved under the name, but this is the first release he's not. But there's been some records where it was just Avi Ter and Panda Bear. So it's really interesting that that's Geologist and Deacon. So, you know, it's like you'd expect from a soundtrack. It's very minimal and kind of, yeah, it's just to underplay the scenes. Like, it's not supposed to sound like the next Merryweather Post Pavilion, but I'm really hungry for some new Animal Collective music proper, because it's been 5 years since Painting With, which is a record that not too many people like that much, and I thought it was really catchy. I've always appreciated everything they've done, that it's all been so different from one another, each album. And but a lot of people have been really harsh on that band since Merryweather, and I think stuff like Centipede Hurts is just crazy epic. I love it. This one is Bob Dylan, More Blood, More Tracks, so it's obviously from the Blood on the Tracks sessions, so it's just alternate takes and stuff like that. And this is the Bootleg series, Volume 14. I've never bought anything from the Bootleg series, though I've heard a lot of it, and I really like a lot of it. But, you know, there's not enough space in the collection, or in the wallet even, to spend on, you know, all the Bob Dylan bootleg stuff. I mean, I don't even have all the studio albums yet. And unlike most people, I think they all carry some kind of merit. I don't like some of the songbook ones. One of them I really liked, the other two I didn't like. Where he's just singing out of the songbook, but you know, people are so critical of his 80s work, and I think he did some great stuff in the 80s. I only bought this because I think it was a couple or a few years ago now, but he put out the demos for the Blood on the Tracks sessions, and they were mostly just acoustic, just him and an acoustic guitar. And it just blew my mind. I thought it was like the coolest release that came out in a couple years. and I tried to order it off Discogs, and it said the payment went through, blah blah blah. And then later the seller contacted me and said there was a mistake and he didn't actually have it in his inventory and was really sorry. Could he send me something else? And he didn't really have anything else that interested me at all. So I was really disappointed about that, and I looked for it forever, and they either don't ship over here, or it's just too much, like $200 plus. So it's like, oh, so I thought, you know, this is the next best thing, right? So and then this, I did a whole unboxing of the Peter Green Celebration with Mick Fleetwood and friends, but I realized that I did the worst unboxing faux pas ever. And not that it's too exciting on this release, but I didn't show the label. I didn't even show the record, actually, so. Oh, there's cat hair on it already. It's ruined. So yeah, that's the label on all 4 LPs. So that's something I'll never do again. Jeez. Anyway, very nice tribute, heartfelt. You can just feel the love on that thing. It's great. Oh, where am I going to put this big monster? Okay, intermission over. Next up is Caribou, another Canadian musician. Caribou is the project of Dan Snaith, who formed originally under the moniker Manitoba, and then was forced to change it from, what was his name? Handsome Dick Manitoba or something? Some other musician threatened to sue him and was being very uncool about it. So yeah, he changed the name from Manitoba to Caribou, which is kind of a blessing in disguise anyway, because, I don't know, people that name their bands after places, I mean, yeah, I don't know, I never really understood that, you know? We're Chicago, we're from Chicago. Like, Chicago's great, and, I mean the band, but so is the city, but, like, I don't know, it seems kind of like you're ego tripping if you name your whole project after a city, and then, like, some people in the city are like, we don't like that band. It's like, oh, Boston, they're named after Boston, and you live in Boston, you must love More Than a Feeling, and no, I don't. All those bands are good, though. Boston, Chilliwack, Chicago, what else do you got? Kansas. You know, there's places named after states, there's places named after cities. It's just really lazy, though. But anyway, that's for another time. This is this is one of the best records of 2020. It took me this long to get it, but I ordered this one online, and yeah, I don't think it reaches the heights that his 2007 release did, or his 2010 release, but I think it's his best thing since Swim, which was his 2010 one. Actually, he's only released like one other record since then, so this is a long time coming. It's 6 years, I guess, after Our Love, which was a cool release, but it kind of just sounded like a lesser version of Swim. There wasn't too much, for the first time ever in Dan Snaith's career, there wasn't too much newness, new stuff to listen to, so yeah, this one is really fresh, and Ravi was one of the best songs, in my opinion, of last year. I loved that one. It has this cool kind of house groove, I guess. I find electronic music is a little more hard to describe, but it's really cool anyway, and I'd highly recommend it if you are looking to get into Caribou, or if you have maybe heard their big record Swim and wonder what their other stuff is like. And this should have been in last video. This took so long to get here, like 2 months, which I was really, I try not to be, you know, envious, but I was really jealous of one of my online buddies got this a day before it actually released. Like the physical versions came out. It was like, I can't remember when this came out. It was like one of the last days of January, but he got it the day before it was supposed to come out, and I was thinking, oh, mine should come soon. I guess there was no tracking on it, and then it came like 2 months later or something, and I was obsessed with OK Human when it came out, and then by the time the physical copy arrived, you know, I was kind of on to other things, but I'll still say this is my favorite record that's come out this year so far, or at least it's tied with Godspeed You Black Emperor's new one, because that just blew my socks off. But, you know, I was expecting this to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be like the best Weezer record since the White Album and one of my favorite releases from them. And I also wasn't expecting to like it maybe more than Van Weezer, which I had been looking forward to for, 15 to 20 months. It was announced so long ago. And speaking of, so this is on the turntable right now. I've been listening to this so much on Spotify and on the LP player over there. So, yeah, there's no record in here right now, but there's the sleeve, and I love the band's look during this photo sesh. I love River's weird little orange jumpsuit thing. And I was really disappointed because when this came out, I guess I got a notification that it was sent, and I'm like, yes, finally, it's in the mail or whatever. And then 2 days later, on their website and all over social media, it was announced that there was deluxe versions of this coming out, and the deluxe version has like a picture disc that has like a Hero remix on it, and beginning of the end, the original edit, which I like a little bit more than the album version, and I thought, oh, that's so great, that would be nice to have. But, that's fine, and maybe I'll find it somewhere down the line. But then it was also revealed that a bonus track was on some of the editions of this, and I thought, oh no, like, I'm not getting the bonus track either. And the bonus track is one of the best, most sincere songs they've done. Like, it sounds like a Pinkerton song, and it is a dusted off older song. And I think it's called I Threw It All Away or something like that. I couldn't remember on the last video either. And then finally, when this arrived and I put it on, Precious Metal Girl ended, and then I went to go get some coffee or something, and I was in the other room, and, it only took me like 30 seconds or less, and I was back in here, and then the song starts up, and it's the song I was listening to on YouTube that I was going, oh, I wish that was on my copy of the record, and I think it's listed on some issues, but it's not listed here, so it's like a secret bonus track. And I was so hyped when it started playing. I was so happy because, it actually bests a lot of the material on here even. And then there's this funny Rick Ocasek, I always don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but the lead singer of The Cars, who I love The Cars, their whole discography. And there's a funny little bonus thing at the end with him, too, singing I Need Some of That, with his own lyrics. Alright, almost done here. This video's longer than I thought, geez. So, this one is one that I basically only discovered because of the artwork. So I was on rateyourmusic.com, and this came up as one of the releases, Spirit of the Beehive. And I checked out the one they did before this, and it was decent, but it didn't capture my imagination and make me want to go buy it. But I'm gonna have to, like, re-explore their early stuff, because this is one of the greatest records of the year, and it's on tan vinyl. And even the label is pretty cool. But, yeah, it's hard to describe, because it's very experimental. There is some kind of indie pop stuff in there. There's some noise stuff in there. Their sound doesn't remind me of Animal Collective, but the way they take risks kind of does, and the way they kind of play with pop music sensibilities, but also make it kind of noisy and abrasive. And the songs, they go through so many changes as you listen to them. Like, they can be noisy, and then kind of poppy, and then sleepy, and then noisy, and very disjointed, but I mean that in a good way. I don't know, you just don't know what to expect the next minute, and hot damn, I love that album art. Like, that might be my favorite album cover so far this year. There's been some good ones, though. I like the Van Weezer one, how it's supposed to look vintage. I like OK Human, there's a ton going on. I like, what other album covers this year did I like? The Squid one is cool. There's a band called Squid. And then finally, I'm not gonna dig into this, but it's glossy. It's Pink Floyd live at Knebworth, and you know, just a short. I mean, there's 4 sides, but kind of a short set list from the 1990 version of the Floyd, and I've got a video that shows all that off anyway. You know, it's not essential unless you're like me and you like collecting every Pink Floyd archival thing that comes out. It's a good enough performance, though. It's really good. The version of Shine On I really like, and it's always nice to hear Sorrow live because, you know, the album version is great, but, you know, I love having the live drumming with Nick Mason. It really beats a drum machine, that's for sure. So that's it. That's a lot more than I usually show off, and hopefully in a couple more months I'll have another cool vinyl update video. Anyway, take care of yourself, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine out there if it's sunny where you're watching from, and let me know what you think of these records and what you've been picking up, because it's always cool to see what other people are getting to. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. That's all she wrote. Adios, everyone. Thanks again for watching.